For nearly 60 years, Muslim armies and Turkish tribes fought brutal wars across Central Asia. Cities burned, armies clashed, trust was broken. If you were alive in that time, you would never imagine that one day those same Turks would become the strongest defenders of Islam. So what changed? How did former enemies become the protectors of the Ummah? Islam began in the 7th century with the message of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Within a few decades, the Islamic State expanded beyond Arabia into Persia, Iraq, and beyond. After the fall of the Sassanid Empire, Muslim forces reached the borders of Turkic lands near Transoxiana, beyond the Great Oxus River. This was the first contact between Muslims and Turks, and it was not peaceful. During the Umayyad period, campaigns pushed deeper into Central Asia, but the focus was often political control and taxation rather than sincere dawah. Some governors ruled harshly, rebellions were crushed, battles were constant. For many Turks, Islam was associated with foreign armies rather than spiritual guidance, and this slowed acceptance of the faith. Then came a major shift. In 717, Umar ibn Abdulaziz became caliph. He ordered an end to unjust taxation on new Muslims. He reminded governors that Islam spreads through justice, not oppression. When some officials doubted the sincerity of non-Arab converts, he responded firmly that the Prophet was sent as a messenger, not as an enforcer. His rule was short, but it planted seeds. The real turning point came in 751, the Battle of Talas. The Abbasid forces faced the Tang Chinese army near the Talas River. Turkic tribes stood in the middle of this struggle. At a critical moment in the battle, Turkic forces shifted the balance. The Chinese army collapsed. Central Asia would not fall under Chinese control, and relations between Turks and the Abbasids began to transform. After the Abbasids replaced the Umayyads, their policy toward non-Arab Muslims changed. Turks were no longer treated as outsiders. They were recruited into the army, given high ranks, trusted with responsibility. Over time, Turkic soldiers became elite military units within the Islamic world. Service created trust. Trust opened hearts. Islam did not spread among the Turks by force. It spread through merchants, through scholars, through interaction, through justice. By the 10th century, major Turkic groups such as the Oghuz accepted Islam in large numbers. They did not abandon their identity. They embraced Islam and carried it forward with strength. Then history turned again. The Seljuks rose. They defended the Muslim lands against internal chaos and external threats. Later, the Ottomans emerged. For centuries, Turkic dynasties became central defenders of Muslim territories, from Anatolia to the Balkans to the heart of Europe. Former frontier tribes had become leaders of empires. The journey was not instant. It took generations. Wars, reform, justice, and sincere dawah. The story of the Turks and Islam is not a story of forced conversion. It is a story of transformation, of how a people once at war with Muslim armies became among the strongest protectors of the Ummah.